Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3.
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 Hello and welcome into the McKenna Center here on the campus of Seton Hill University as we have Vulcans basketball here for you today as the Califrnia Vulcans will be taking on the Seton Hill Griffins. Welcome into the broadcast. I am Danny Beck. Joined alongside me today is Dylan Godet. And Dylan, later on in this season, we're going to be seeing some good basketball. Now we're later on in the season, we're going to be seeing some good basketball. So both of these teams coming out, Seton Hill sitting at the 6th spot in the rankings. We're going to see if they're going to try to push their way in. They do take all 6 teams, so Seton Hill's really fighting to stay alive against a really talented Califrnia Vulcans team.
Yeah, this is definitely a very important game for Seton Hill. They have to get some wins here late in the season to get into conference tournament play. And they're up for a tough task today against the number 4 team in the country, the Califrnia Vulcans.
Most definitely. And then the road to this game here today, last week Seton Hill took on Edinboro and actually defeated Edinboro 83-74. And for Califrnia, they took on Gannon and came away with the victory 86-66 in a game where Sierra Barrett scored 34 points.
Yeah, Sierra Barrett had an outstanding game last game, 34 points, career high. Califrnia Vulcans also had 24 offensive rebounds, which is a season high for them. So overall, great game by your Califrnia Vulcans.
And then the last time both of these teams played was earlier on in January, actually in the middle of January, as Califrnia came away with the victory 83-68. So Califrnia, they're coming in with a lot of momentum after last week's performance against a pretty tough Gannon team. Sierra Barrett, you couldn't stop her last game. You literally could not do anything. So we're going to see if Seton Hill can really try to put a damper on her mood, if possible. In warm-ups, they were all dancing around. In this road game, you don't really want to give the road team some momentum, and that's exactly what the McKenna Center here did today.
Yeah, and it's an early Saturday game, so after a long week of classes and games for your Califrnia Vulcans, it was good for them to get a little free, get the blood flowing there and dancing around, having a good time. That's good for them. You don't want to be stiff and not ready to come into this 1 o'clock game time.
Exactly, and the tip-off, Sierra Barrett will be actually get the tip for Califrnia. I'll get you some starters after the first possession for both of these teams, as a missed shot for Califrnia gives Seton Hill possession, and number 23, Alexandra Deep, will be fouled. So we're going to get you some starters for Califrnia first. We have number 2, Abby Sporio, number 5, Sierra Barrett, who the foul was on, number 12, Lana Doran, number 21, Mickey Glenn, and number 23, Precious Martin. Now we're going to see the inbounds pass from Alexandra Deep. Number 1, Jenna Kaufman, will possess it for the Griffins and pass it over into the corner to senior Mariah Wells. Another senior out there on the floor, Kinross Obi-Fuel. They're starting a lot of seniors here today, as today is senior day. And Mickey Glenn coming up with a steal in transition now, driving right into the lane. She will be fouled pretty hard. Actually, no, it'll be a jump ball, giving Seton Hill possession, And now we have some starters for Seton Hill. We have number 1, Jenna Kaufman, number 14, Mariah Wells, number 20, Maggie McLaughlin, number 21, Kinross Obi-Fuel, and number 23, Alexandria Deep.
Yeah, Califrnia on offense, the first 2 possessions, try to be a little quick there and haven't able to score yet, but their defense is playing tough right now.
Mickey Glenn playing strong defense here, as Obi-Fuel now takes a shot from just inside the 3-point arc, and her shot will be no good as it went underneath the rim. Referees now conferring on the side, see what they're talking about on the baseline. Actually, Seton Hill will retain possession of the basketball. Looks like maybe a tip on the shot.
Yeah, must have been a block shot there. I think that's what they called.
8 seconds left on the shot clock. Seton Hill's going to have to draw something up quick. A quick pass in the corner, just like that. And number 20, Maggie McLaughlin, could not convert from the 3-point arc. Sierra Barrett fouled in the lane, going hard to the basket.
And they did not waste any time on that possession either. Going straight to the basket. That appears to be Califrnia's strategy heading into this game.
Looks like both teams are kind of just drawing up offensive moves in the paint really early, as now Seton Hill comes up with a steal after a tip pass from Califrnia. Precious Martin trying to play good defense on Jenna Kaufman. She'll be called for the foul, however.
Yeah, Jenna Kaufman is a 5'11 junior out of Damascus, Maryland. She is actually just got named. She's averaging 15.8 points per game. She was a academic all-district team with a 3.84 GPA, so that's big for her.
Most definitely, and half part student, half part athlete, so it's always great to see them doing well in the classroom as well as on the floor. Califrnia already 2 fouls, and this one sending Kaufman to the line. She converts on both. Score now 2-0 in favor of the Griffins.
And the Griffins are starting out in a bit of a 2-2-1 pressure, try to force Califrnia to some mistakes on the offensive end. But that's the start you wanted there if you're Seton Hill. Hold Cal to 0 points, have 2 points up on the board after a few possessions. That's what Seton Hill wants here.
Sierra Barrett now gets it in the corner, saved it from going out of bounds, and then Mickey Glenn gets it back at the top of the key. Setting up her offense now. Finds Sierra Barrett just in front of the three-point arc, and her shot will be no good. Right there, Precious Martin with the rebound and puts it in for 2. First points for the night here.
As we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, 24 offensive rebounds last game. Right there, Califrnia gets another one, second chance points, and ties this game up.
On the outside now, Griffins working, trying to move it into the lane, and good defense there from Califrnia allows a bad pass. The intended receiver, if you will, was Jenna Kaufman. Some subs coming in for Seton Hill. We have number 3, Christiana Green, and I believe number 4, Alexandra Hay.
Let's see if Califrnia decides to keep up with that quick offensive pace here. Haven't had too many open looks, but look for them to continue that offensive pace.
Sierra Barrett now working in the lane, and her pass rifled across over to Mickey Glenn, and both kind of saying, didn't see you were going to pass it to me on that one.
And that is 3 turnovers now, just over 2 minutes into this game. So Califrnia struggling a bit on offense early on.
Green now has it for the Griffins, working against Barrett, who then finds deep on the outside against Precious Martin. Top of the key now, Mickey Glenn trying to come up with a steal, and Seton Hill will retain possession.
Some tough defense there from one of the best players in the country, and Mickey Glenn. Look for that to continue all night against that tough Jenna Kaufman.
Now Abby Sporia looking to get a turnover here, as now Califrnia's in a full-out press, it looks like, trying to get a turnover. Lana Doran now, Seton Hill passing it all over, not seeing that the shot clock expired, so Califrnia will get possession right back. And that defense, as you said, Dylan, tough defense, allows some turnovers, and that's what Califrnia needs to get right now.
And that's their staple on defense. Tough, in-your-face, pressure defense. That's the way Califrnia plays. Seton Hill's going to have to be ready for that, though. The full game here.
Sierra Barrett at the top of the key, pass over to Lana Dorn. Lana Dorn using a pick from Sierra Barrett, then gets it right back. Mickey Glenn fires a pass over to Abby Sporia, who works into the lane. Great move to create some space for herself, and she gets right to the basket and puts more points on the board for Califrnia.
That's how Califrnia's going to need to attack this pressure zone defense there. There's going to be holes in the zone. You can't just pass it around. You got to be able to drive some in, and that's exactly what Abby Sporia did right there.
Now Green working against Sierra Barrett yet again, and she puts her shot up. No good. It's a little too hard off the glass. So Abby Sporia crosses the half-court line. Mickey Glenn has it now. Makes a good move to the basket as well, and she will be fouled. That's 2 fouls that Mickey Glenn have taken, if you will, that both hard. She looks like she fell on both of them, and now she goes to the line to attempt 2.
She just gets a full head of steam when she heads to the basket there, and it's tough to keep on her. She's so quick and makes those quick moves. She's definitely not the person you want at a free throw line either.
Most definitely not. She's deadly accurate. So her first shot is up and good. 87.6%. I believe the last game again, and it was a little bit lower than that, so it's definitely increased since we last saw her. She converted a lot, as her second shot will be up and good as well.
Califrnia had a great free throw shooting game last game as well.
A lot of fouls as Gannon was just trying to climb back into the game, if you will, and unfortunately they could not, as now Seton Hill forced to push it on the outside, and his shot is up and good from number 23, Alexandria Deep. Califrnia trying to answer right back, as the crowd wanted a travel, and Seton Hill's coach is getting in, and now they're going to call it a travel.
Maybe a bit of a makeup call there for that. She's definitely either walked or traveled there. on the baseline. They didn't see it.
Yeah, it looked like Lana Dorn was trying to go underneath the basket, and they did not call it, though.
Seton Hill, though, they got the open three and hit it now. They're keeping within pace of California. It's what you need to keep in a game like this.
Lana Dorn working on the outside, and now Mickey Glenn switches over. Pass on the inside now to Green. Green working against Barrett and pushes it right off the glass underneath the basket. Great move.
Yeah, beautiful move there. A little reverse layup, a little Mike and Jill action there. That's a nice textbook play there.
Sierra Barrett now pressured, in the corner. And Mickey Glenn takes a three, and her shot wouldn't be no good. Precious Martin working hard to get the rebound, although she could not, as Green for Seton Hill streaks up the court. Passed it on the inside now, and Lana Dorn, great way to strip the ball from the Seton Hill offensive player. I believe that was Jenna Kaufman. Now Sierra Barrett will spot up from her spot, and she can hit from there all day long as she converts, making the score now 8-7 in favor of California.
And like that tough defensive play there by Lana Dorn, she was injured all last season, so great to have her back and contributing here.
Seton Hill now moving the ball around the floor. Hay now working against Abby Sporio, who finds Alexandra Deep on the outside. Yet again, this time her three will be no good as Mickey Glenn comes up with the rebound.
Nice box out there by Mickey Glenn, hustling on the offense and defensive end.
And there's Sierra Barrett from her spot. Yet again, she can hit from both sides of the floor in that exact same spot. She knows where she can hit from, and she goes right to that spot as now Seton Hill will be pushed to a 3-point deficit. Hay now, great move to get away from her defender, and a strip will result in California's ball. It will be a timeout, a media timeout, excuse me, and we have the tail of the tape now, kind of delayed a little bit, but this will give you a good understanding of what's been really happening thus far this season. And California, 82 points per game, really, and 70 points for Seton Hill. Dylan, break these stats down.
Yeah, California's three-point percentage there, 36%, but they shoot a lot of threes, so you know you're going to get a lot of three-point action playing against the Vulcans, a lot of deep shots there. The steals per game as well. California averaging over 15 steals per game. They force all those turnovers, averaging only 14 turnovers per game as well, so it's a tough defensive pressure you're going to get from California, and Seton Hill has to be ready for that.
Something also you mentioned, 37 rebounds is their last game. They had 24 offensive rebounds. That's big stuff. If they get the ball back out on offense as well, set up their offense, allow their scorers on this team to really get to work, that could be disastrous for teams, as Gannon saw that last week in a 20-point loss. But something also you have to mention, you might see in the background here today, it looks a little bit dark in the McKenna Center. That's also due to how much light there is in here. It's a very cool atmosphere. This is the first time I'm actually able to come to the McKenna Center. Last year was not able, I guess. Might have been too many people signed up. I was still young, so you know what I mean. It's seniority at that point, but it's a great atmosphere here, kind of a city campus. It's a smaller city. I mean, Greensburg isn't that big, but definitely a cool atmosphere.
Yeah, it definitely is, and there's a lot of natural light in here, and a new substitution now for California is, they're having a mind blank. Help me out, Dan.
Shatera Parsons checked in, as she was not on the roster last week, and they still had 24 rebounds, so she was that threat they needed. And right there, Shatera Parsons being the threat on the floor, finding Lana Dorn on the inside, creating some space for herself, and they get the rebound. However, the Seton Hill player, that's a new check-in as well, Hannah Laszlo, stepped out of bounds. I think her heel might have just been out of bounds, as there's 9 seconds left on the shot clock. California really has to get to work quick. Sporio now working on the inside, kisses it off the glass. She could not get her shot to fall. Green coming up with the rebound, and then Sporio fouls her right away.
Yeah, and the addition of Shatera Parsons is huge for California, though. She's really exemplifies the style of play that California has. Very athletic, not your biggest post player, not going to dominate you inside, but she's going to out-hustle you. She's going to out-athleticize you there and just prove that she's a more dominant athlete.
Exactly, her and Sierra Barrett both standing at 6 feet tall. It looks like at times Shatera Parsons stands a little bit taller than 6 feet. And right there, Mickey Glenn playing a bigger play style than she normally does, coming up with the steal. And Abby Sporio redeeming herself, getting some points on the board. Now the score is 12-7 in favor of the Vulcans.
Yeah, California turning turnovers in and missed shots into points early on. That's what they do. You're going to get that all game. So if you're Seton Hill, you got to milk a lot of this shot clock down, force California to play full court, half court defense for the whole shot clock, and get open looks.
Sierra Barrett trying to save it. However, Seton Hill will save it. Looks like Barrett kind of went a little bit harder than expected into the bleachers behind the baseline. Kind of heard that loud bang. Now Seton Hill on the inbound. Gets it back deep in the corner. And then Laszlo puts up a shot and gets her shot to convert, now making the score 12-9. Mickey Glenn now calling out the play calls for her offense. Parsons on the outside, then gives it over to Doran. Doran then finding Parsons, who finds Barrett. Barrett spotting up, and shot did not fall. Green coming up with yet another rebound. Now working down the floor for the Griffins. Finds Lindsley Misfud. Pass it over to Laszlo, who gets away from her defender. However, Shatara Parsons will foul her, and she will go to the line to attempt two.
Seton Hill doing exactly what they needed to do here, keeping right with California, holding them only 12 points right now, getting in nice shots inside. That's what they need to do to keep up with the Vulcans.
This is very different as well, as Laszlo's first shot is up and good. California, 4 fouls here already. They don't look like they're frustrated, however, it just looks like, I don't know, making kind of a wrong decision in fouling as she converts 2 as well. As Laszlo is a 63.6% from the field goal, or from the free throw stripe, excuse me. And now Glenn finds Doran, and then pass over to Sporio. Finds Doran again, she works on the inside, pivots over and gives it back to Mickey Glenn. Glenn gets the pick, then shoots right away. Her shot will not fall. Tara Parsons went right to get the ball, cannot come up with the rebound, as now the Griffins will be on the other side of the floor.
Yeah, Seton Hill now only down by 1, can take the lead here with a 2 or a 3. So California definitely going to need to play some tough defense here.
Miss Fudd working against Sporio. Parsons playing good defense against Green, who then will be fouled as Green will attempt to. Sierra Barrett try to draw the offensive foul, try to draw the charge, however, she could not. Now 5 fouls for the Vulcans.
And 5 fouls for California. And Seton Hill now only with 2.
Green's first shot will be good. A bunch of subs coming in for both California and Seton Hill. Mariah Wells will check back in, and number 2, Sydney Raybold, as well as Precious Martin. Green's second shot will be no good, right off the front of the rim. California now possesses it, coming down the floor.
That was the first missed free throw of the game now. Both teams shooting very well here early on.
Doran finds Precious Martin, and then her shot will be no good. Now coming up the floor, and there's going to be a jump ball. California will keep possession.
And nice hustle there by Precious Martin and Abby Sporio, going after that loose ball and forcing the jump ball situation.
Mickey Glenn will inbound it on the baseline. Finds Parsons and then uses the pick from Parsons to put up a shot, and her shot will be no good. Green coming up with another rebound, as just almost going out of bounds was number 2, Sydney Raybold, working on the lane, and then finds Green, a wide open Green even, and gets the lead now 14-12.
Sydney Raybold with a nice move there to the basket. Had Abby Sporio, I bet, on skates there. She's only a freshman too, freshman guard out of Ambridge, Pennsylvania.
Dorn on the outside, 46 seconds left for the second quarter. Abby Sporio then finds Mickey Glenn. Mickey Glenn passes over to Lana Dorn, a wide open 3. Her shot will be no good. Coming up with the rebound, though, is Precious Martin. Her shot will be no good. Shatara Parsons coming up with the rebound and gets it to fall. 2 Central Dauphin alumni. Very proud to call them alumni of Central Dauphin, getting those points.
Yeah, definitely, and hustle from both of those players there ties this ball game back up.
As you said, Dylan, 14-14. Shot clock is off with 15 seconds left before the second quarter. Green trying to find something, who then finds Miss Fudd on the outside. Working against Shatara Parsons, coming out with the steal. And then with just 2 seconds left, passes it up the floor, and the buzzer will sound as we're going to take a quick break. The game is tied at 14. We're going to come back after the second, or when the second quarter starts, excuse me. You're watching Vulcans basketball live on CUTV Sports 1. Hello and welcome back into the McKenna Center as now as the second quarter will be starting. The score is tied at 14. Something to mention, I just got a text from Snapchat actually from Zach Crosba, an alumni from CUTV. He was letting me know that both of these teams play very tough. Seton Hill is very tough against Califrnia, and Califrnia's rebounding is going to have to come in big today as Seton Hill, although we only saw 1 3 taken, it is a very good three-point shooting team. As now Seton Hill and Jenna Kaufman will bring the ball up the floor. Then finds Mariah Wells. Wells working against Doran on the inside, and then she will travel, giving Califrnia the ball right back. That defense for Califrnia as well. If they step up, force these turnovers, and then convert on the offensive side, well, that's just a play style that they love to do and have been doing all season long. So now Mickey Glenn finds Lana Doran on the outside. Uses a pick from Shatara Parsons, then works to the lane. She cannot get her basket to fall. That'll be a jump ball. Califrnia will keep possession, though, with 13 seconds left. Actually, no, they're going to reset the shot clock, 30 seconds left.
Yeah, nice job there. Nice hustle again. That's what you're going to get from the Vulcans here. It's just a nice hustle there. Seton Hill possessed the ball, but Califrnia hustled right back to tie it up. Precious Martin came in to get the inbound play and then gets fouled right away, setting her to the line to attempt 2.
Foul on number 33 of the Bruins, Anna Laszlo. First personal, first team foul.
Precious Martin, a 73.7% free throw shooter this season, misses her first.
Precious Martin at the free throw line for Califrnia.
Gets the ball and readies her second shot. Shot is up and good. Califrnia now leads 15-14.
Yeah, Califrnia back on top here in this one. Seton Hill doing a great job, though. Califrnia hasn't been in a spot like this in a couple weeks now. They've been on fire recently, so they're going to see how they respond to this.
Califrnia's defense right there, as I said, coming in big. Abby Sporio spinning away from her defender, and then Precious Martin putting up a shot and getting her shot to fall. 17-14 now. California playing this defensive style now coming out of the break.
Yeah, points off turnovers, what they live off of, and that's what they got right there.
Now Miff sold for Seton Hill. Pass it over in the corner to Mariah Wells. Mariah Wells' shot will be no good. Shatara Parsons, big rebound there. Now a foul will be called on number 5, Lindsay Mifsud. And right there, it looked like Shatara Parsons coming down with the rebound and Seton Hill just trying to get that rebound back. Kind of a tie-up situation. Referees called a foul.
Yeah, definitely. She tried to draw a charge, or it appeared there, but the referees had a good eye on that one.
Mickey Glenn trying to hit a shot off the backboard. Her shot will not fall, as now Seton Hill will streak up the floor. Working on the inside is Jenna Kaufman, who passes it on the outside. Mariah Wells attempting her second shot, her second three-pointer, in 2 possessions, and she will not get it to fall on either. So now Mickey Glenn gets it back on the top of the key, calling out the plays for her offense. Passing on the inside to Precious Martin from just about the free throw line, and her shot will not fall. As now Mariah Wells has it for Seton Hill. Shot will be up and no good. That's 3 straight possessions. Mariah Wells attempting all 3 shots and none of them falling. And now we have a sub in. I believe it's number 4, Alexandra Hay, coming in for the Griffins. Sydney Raybold checking out. And underneath the basket, Jenna Kaufman's shot will fall. California lead by 1 now.
Jenna Kaufman with only 4 points here in this one, but averaging nearly 16 a game, the leading scorer here for the Griffins. So if they're able to get her going, that could be big.
And Lana Doran drives to the basket. It looks like a block will not allow her shot to fall. Mariah Wells in the corner now attempting a 3, and that shot will fall. Now Seton Hill goes up by 2.
Seton Hill in the half-court game are finding better shots than Califrnia here right now. California taking a bit of tough shots, and Seton Hill now has a 2-point lead.
Lana Doran trying to answer back with a 3-pointer of her own. Will not fall. Precious Martin right there tries to get the rebound, and she will get the foul called on her.
And that is her second foul now, so Vulcan's in a bit of a foul trouble situation here.
It's definitely kind of interesting to see, too. You don't really see California being in that bad of foul trouble, although last game, can't really say that because Sierra Barrett had 4 fouls but also had 34 points, so you can't really fault her much. As now the Griffins will come up the floor. Green finds Wells. Then pass on the inside, trying to find Kaufman, and a tip will give California the ball right back as now Mariah Wells kind of had her back. And the referee said it was off Mariah Wells. Kind of looked like he motioned towards Seton Hill's possession, but then changed it over to California's. Then finds Tara Parsons on the inbound play. Green working hard against her, and her shot will be no good right there, though. Kind of a tip drill as Precious Martin will put it in the basket.
Yeah, your alumni again assisted each other there.
Dynamic duo, what can you say? Score is tied now at 19, 6 minutes and 38 seconds left before halftime. Mariah Wells in the corner attempting yet another 3. Her shot will not fall as Alexandra Hay will come down with the rebound. Now pushes it on the inside to Jenna Kaufman. Her shot will go off the glass and into the basket. Griffins up by 2.
Yeah, just again, offensive rebounds and moving the ball. That's what Seton Hill's done all game, and they continue to do that.
Mickey Glenn working against Mifsud, and then over to Martin as Glenn kind of trying to tell her to pass it on the inside. Precious Martin did not. Now she has the shot and will not fall.
Yeah, a bit of a forced shot there by Precious Martin. Didn't really have much going for her. Tried to force it up and unable to get the fall.
Green working under the basket yet again. That's her second shot where he's kind of reversed underneath and put it off the glass as now Seton Hill is up by 4.
Yeah, and this is the Griffins' largest lead of the game right now. California down 23-19. See how they're able to respond to this.
Pass it over to Doran now. Doran finds Precious Martin. Martin spots up, and her shot will be good from just outside the lane.
Yeah, that drive forced a double team there, and that's how California is able to find open looks. That's what they're going to need to do more of. Finding open shots is the best offense.
Green trying to find Mariah Wells, and that pass will not be completed as Sierra Barrett will check in for the Vulcans. Precious Martin checking out. Sporio will inbound to Mickey Glenn. Walks up the floor, now 5:10 left before halftime. Pass it over to Sierra Barrett, trying to find Doran on the outside. Kind of a late pass, looked like she was trying to attempt a 3. Green coming up with the steal. Passes it over just a little bit long, however, number 23 for the Griffins handles it. Alexandria deep and puts it up into the hoop. Retain their 4-point lead.
Again, California here on this offensive possession going to have to find something. Find an open look, force some double teams, try to find an open shot.
Right there, Jenna Kaufman coming down with the rebound after a missed shot from California. Now deep on the outside. Excuse me, now Green has the ball. It was Hallie Torres, excuse me. So now Green will get it, and Sierra Barrett will come up with a steal. settles and readies her shot, and her shot will fall. They score now 25-23.
And that's California's easiest form of offense there, getting a steal and finding an open look and wide open layup, and that's what the Vulcans got right there.
Torres on the outside, passes it over to Kaufman. Kaufman working against Barrett, and then finds Alexandria deep, working against Abby Sporio. Pulls up her shot and gets her shot to fall. Score is now 27-23.
Lead back up to 4 now. California not getting the defensive stops we're accustomed to seeing.
Shatera Parsons working against Torres, goes underneath the hoop and pushes it and gets her basket to fall.
Shatera Parsons with her own version of the reverse layup there. Tough drive there. Off balance shot, able to put it up and in.
Now, Deep has it, working against Doran. Uses the kind of mashup of a few players on the inside to go to the basket, and her shot will not fall. As now Abby Sporio moves into the lane, puts a shot up, tries to get the basket to fall, and she will be fouled. Sending her to the line to attempt 2, I believe. And there will be a media timeout. And we're going to look right here over at the graphic you see on your screen, the PSAC West standings. And the West, as you said, Dylan, a few games ago, the West seems like that division that's a little bit more solid than the East. 4 teams already clinching their playoff spot. And as I said right there, Seton Hill looking in, they're at the 6th seed, so they're still going to be in, but Gannon right on their heels coming back.
Yeah, they have a 3-game advantage there, but they're going to either gain a spot there, extend that lead over Gannon, or lose one of those games here tonight. So this is coming crunch time now for the PSAC West. Just a few games left, so Seton Hill definitely going to have to try to secure that spot.
Most definitely, in California still has another game to play against IUP, I believe, in 2 weeks. They're going to have to play IUP yet again. So that's going to be, it's always a competitive game between both of those teams. And also this California Seton Hill game, always a big game, as I said before, with Zach Prosba giving us a little bit of insider information. But yeah, it's this PSAC tournament time, all these teams that you would think that easy wins. You can't overlook anybody because any team can come out and play their best basketball. And right here today, we're seeing that Seton Hill is playing that still in season, but they're fighting as well. California and Abby Sporio will be going to the line to attempt 2, try to shrink this deficit.
You see how Abby Sporio on the season shooting close to 61% there from the free throw line. So see if she's able to hit these 2.
First shot will be up and no good. Kind of hit the back of the backboard, or the back of the rim, excuse me.
Back of the backboard. That would be very impressive to hit that.
It would, but I wouldn't fault her if that happened. She missed the second one, and Griffins now trying to extend that lead. Green working against Barrett, who then finds Deep on the outside, working against Morgan Jennings. New substitution came in, and Deep's shot will be good, keeping that lead at 4 now.
Yeah, it's been around 4 points now for the last several minutes now. California unable to get past that 2-point barrier.
Mickey Glenn, great job of getting to the hoop and getting the basket to fall. Another substitution for California is Emily Suckling, checked in after the media timeout. Green now passes it over to Torres, working against Mickey Glenn. Kaufman trying to find Green, and she does right at the free throw line. Then finds Torres, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Jennings coming up with a steal, and then a fight for the ball will keep possession with Seton Hill.
Nice hustle again from both teams now. California, 2 minutes, a little over 2 minutes to go here. See if they can get a stop here and tie this game up, or even have a chance to take the lead.
And there is 5 seconds left on the shot clock as the referee tells the Griffins as they inbound. And Mickey Glenn coming up with a great defensive play, allowing her to settle down and get the shot. And now it's all tied up at 29.
Mickey Glenn now kind of taking control over this game the last few possessions. That's what you get from your senior leader.
Foul there on Morgan Jennings. Looked like she ran into Christiana Green. as now Green will inbound it on side. Green having trouble finding an inbound player, and then Jenna Kaufman will get it for the Griffins, using a pick, and then shoots up a three, and her shot will be no good. Morgan Jennings coming down with the rebound, almost mishandled it as well. As now they're going to say that Sierra Barrett traveled. Looked like she kind of just was not thinking and just held her dribble for too long.
Yeah, got ahead of herself. She didn't even take a dribble there on that one. Just that's what you get when you're California's just run and gun team. They like the up tempo, but that's what you get when you run that up tempo sometimes.
Jenna Kaufman on the outside finds Hannah Laszlo, who then finds Alexandria Deep. Working on the inside, puts it off the glass, be no good. And Seton Hill's height is very evident here today. A lot more rebounding for the Griffins as Abby Sporio coming down the floor, tries to put it off the glass. And Sierra Barrett looks kind of frustrated. She came down and grabbed the net, pulled it down.
Yeah, they're going to call a basket interference there on her. She got up there right there. That's very impressive vertical there.
I don't think the shot was, I think the ball was coming out of the rim when she did that. Although it's still have to call it, as head coach for the Vulcans, Jess Strom, is kind of arguing the call. Now Sydney Raybold will bring it up the floor and now pass it over to Green, who then finds Deep. A big defensive play there from Sierra Barrett. Allows the Vulcans to get the ball right back with 1 minute left. Mickey Glenn's shot is up, no good, off the front of the rim. Allows her to pick up her dribble. And a tip there from Raybold allows a few passes from California. And now Mickey Glenn's three-pointer will be up and no good. Shatara Parsons coming down with the rebound. Then a few more rebounds gives Abby Sporio the chance to put up a shot, and her shot will fall.
Offensive rebounds again, just like last week, helping out the Vulcans here in this one. Great hustle play there by Shatara Parsons.
31 seconds left. Green puts up a shot off the backboard and in, and going to the line, as I believe Sierra Barrett will be called for the foul. Now 3 fouls here and 6 points. A very different outcome, I think, than she was really expecting from last game.
Yeah, and those 3 fouls, that's big for her now. And just in the first half, she might miss extended minutes here come the second half.
Green's shot will be no good. California now, as the shot clock is turned off. 20 seconds left, trying to draw something up to go in to the halftime break with the lead.
There's a mismatch now. Abby Sporio is getting guarded by the forward there from Seton Hill.
Mickey Glenn getting started with 10 seconds left. Sierra Barrett spotting up from just inside the free throw line. And then Shatara Parsons will be fouled with 2.9 seconds left, sending her to the line to attempt 2.
She is absolutely dominating the offensive rebound here in this ball game. Interested to see come halftime statistics how many official offensive rebounds she has, but it's been quite the offensive performance there by Shatara Parsons.
Parsons shooting 54.5% from the free throw line this year, has now increased it just a bit and increased their lead to 1 now.
Shatara Parsons now has 5 offensive rebounds and 4 defensive rebounds, so almost 10 rebounds just in the first half here.
Now the referees are allowing a substitution, as Sierra Barrett was just walking off the floor very slowly, and Emily Suckling was just kind of motioning, hey, there's 6 players on the floor, get off the floor. And Parsons' second shot will be no good. Alexandria Deep will attempt a long shot, falling just short. As California will go into the halftime break. California up 32-31. When we come back, we're going to see if California can keep this play up or if Seton Hill can answer right back. You're watching Vulcans basketball live on CUTV Sports 1.
This season, the pride and pageantry of college football.
Is that a catch? Oh, yeah!
Can all be found in one place.
He will score! Touchdown!
NCAA.com. From the biggest matchups come breakout performances.
Keeping one deep.
And those game-changing moments live here. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com. From court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
Hello and welcome back into the McKenna Center here in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, as California is up in this contest 32-31. Here's some halftime stats for you now, and as I said, Christiana Green just being a force in the rebound department, having 6 defensive rebounds, 9 total points here today, and the rebounds in favor of California 23-19. However, the turnovers on the other side for Seton Hill 13-7 in favor of California, and 8 steals as well. So Dylan, getting back into this contest, it looked like California came out of the halftime break a little bit more energized. It looked like at the end of that second quarter they kind of were hanging their heads just a little bit, and they were deadlocked for a long time, it seemed like, and Seton Hill even being up by 4.
Yeah, and the big difference looking at the stats from the first half is Seton Hill is playing more efficient offense right now, shooting 48%. California only shooting 36%. California has taken 39 shots opposed to 25 there from Seton Hill. California only has a 1-point edge. So Seton Hill finding some open looks, converting on offense much better than California right now. California does have that lead just because they're playing so fast and with such a defensive strength here. California has the lead in offensive turnovers there, forcing more turnovers than Seton Hill right now. Second chance points, California has a 10-4 advantage on that, as well as fast breaks, 8-2. But you look at bench points, Seton Hill leads that 13-7, getting a little more help from the bench for Seton Hill.
Yeah, and you did mention earlier on in this contest that California, it seemed like they were just playing flat. They weren't getting those shots that they're used to getting, although a few Sierra Barrett points helped that out just a little bit. But they were taking a little bit more risky shots. They weren't really getting those shots they know they can take, although it does say that California had 20 points in the paint, as you said, Dylan. But it seems like now they're going to have to play a little bit more strategic. They see that Seton Hill is really just getting in their face, really not allowing them to get those shots. So they have to just get to the points get to the spots on the floor, really, that allows them to get points.
Yeah, and this has been a tight game. 6 times this game has been tied, and 7 lead changes here in this one. So definitely a tightly contested game.
And as I said, can't really see it on your screen there, but just out of the shot, Sierra Barrett is dancing in the lane. So as I said, they look like they're coming out of this halftime break a little bit more loose than they were. Everybody dancing and having a good time. And when California is doing that, it could be disastrous. Almost a turnover there, but California will get it right back, and Precious Martin will miss a wide open layup.
Not loose and playing like that can also be detrimental to your team, but for California, it usually means good things for them.
Jenna Kaufman's shot will be no good. Precious Martin coming up with a tough rebound, and Sierra Barrett driving right to the lane and drawing the foul, like she was trying to do her signature Euro step to the basket, and will be fouled.
Yeah, and it's interesting that they are playing Sierra Barrett now with 3 fouls here in this game. A bit of risky there, playing her right out the start of the second half, but they trust her to not commit those same fouls.
Most definitely, they trust her to get those points, as her first shot will be no good. As she only has 6 points here, but those 6 points are all outside of the lane. I believe her spotted up from twice outside, just outside the 3-point arc. She readies her second shot, and it will be no good as well. So missing both for California from the line, something that they don't really do, as their last game they were 100% from the free throw line.
And they're now 40% in the game, 4 of 10 now from the free throw line.
And now Seton Hill trying to move the ball around the floor a little bit. Mariah Wells passes it over in the corner, and that's going to be Alexandra Hay gaining her shot to fall, and now Seton Hill taking the 2-point advantage.
Again, Seton Hill finding a nice open three there. Yeah, like you said earlier, they like to take those threes, and they definitely have this game.
Precious Martin's shot will be up and off the glass. Good. Shot will fall and go to the line.
Yeah, Precious Martin having herself a game. 9 points there in the first half, the leading scorer for your Vulcans. She just extended her point total there to 11, and the chance to convert a 1-and-1 here.
And now readying her shot, and her shot will be good, and she will complete the and-1 play, the 3-point play, if you will, as now Hay will bring it up the floor for the Griffins. Passing it over to Kaufman, who then finds Mariah Wells. Over to Green now. Green finds Kaufman on the outside, and her shot will be no good. Didn't hit anything on that one, as now California will inbound the ball.
California playing their 12 defense, their 1-2-2 defense there, with a little bit of trap on the perimeter there, and that caused Seton Hill some problems right there.
Mickey Glenn looked like she was going to work inside. Going to try to pass back over to Sierra Barrett. However, Seton Hill will be right there to intercept the pass. Green will put a shot up, and it will not fall. Mickey Glenn, strong defense to get the ball back for California. Sporio now on the outside. Finds Barrett. Barrett spotting up, and her shot will go off the front of the rim. Mariah Wells coming off with the rebound after a few Seton Hill players tip it around. Mifsud passes it over to Wells, who then finds Green. Green just trying to get rid of it, and her shot will fly out of bounds.
A lot of loose balls, a lot of aired passes here in this one. Both teams playing kind of in-your-face defense, trying to force some turnovers.
Now Precious Martin will inbound to Mickey Glenn. Mickey Glenn really hasn't got started here today as well, only 6 points, but trying to help her team around her is something she loves to do, getting Precious Martin, as you said, Dylan, up to 12 points. So now Barrett working on Wells on the outside, passed it over to Sporio. Back to Barrett. And finds Doran. 7 seconds left on the shot clock, puts a shot up, and it will not fall. Jenna Kaufman coming up with the rebound for the Griffins. Kaufman, coast to coast, her shot will not fall. Green coming up with the rebound, then pass it over to Wells, who finds Hay and gets it back from Mifsud, then gives it back to Green.
Well, Seton Hill shooting close to 50%, and now with 6 offensive rebounds here in this one. That's very efficient for them, and could mean big things for them.
Kaufman going up and under, and a foul will be called on Sierra Barrett, bringing her foul total to 4.
That was a very late call as well. The coaching staff there for Califrnia a little frustrated after that one. But that will be her 4th foul.
It looked like Shatera Parsons will be checking in for Sierra Barrett. Both Mickey Glenn and Barrett talking to the referee, trying to see what they're doing wrong. As Kaufman's first shot is up and good. Now tying it at 35. And as I said, Parsons will check in. Only has 1 foul, so a bit more room to kind of maneuver for California, as Kaufman's second shot will fall as well. Seton Hill up by 1. Mickey Glenn, top of the key. Pass it over to Precious Martin, working hard, putting a shot up. Shot will not count. There's a foul on Seton Hill. Looks like referees are calling a lot of fouls here today.
Yeah, calling this game tight. It's definitely played in the favor of Seton Hill here.
That'll be a foul there.
Call a charge there on that play. Tough call there. Vulcans, they're playing excited, playing loose, but right now Seton Hill getting the best of them.
And I was kind of lost for words. I really didn't see the foul, but they call the foul, and California bench and even the men's players also are both kind of questioning that one, but Seton Hill will pass the ball around and get this ball going. Kaufman tries to put up a shot, and no call on that, so California will get the ball right back.
Yeah, great defense there by Precious Martin. It looked like she was in nice position there to take that charge, but no call there. But California does get possession of the ball, down by 1. See what they can draw up here in the offensive end.
6 minutes and 15 seconds left. Sporio working on the outside, finds Doran. Doran working inside, puts up a shot, and she will be fouled. It's a way to draw the foul there. Lana Doran goes to the line.
Yeah, a bit of a forced opportunity there. Nothing really going, but Lana Doran taking it in her own hands there and getting to the free throw line.
Doran needing to get her totals up as she gets about 75% from the free throw line. Her first shot will be no good.
4 of 11 now are the Vulcans from the free throw line.
A much different story from last week, as I said, as they were 100% from the free throw line. Just trying to get these totals up, get those much needed points, as they'll play a big part down the stretch as she misses her second as well. Now California's bench is getting involved, yelling defense. Trying to make this a home game atmosphere, if you will. And great job there by Christiana Green to just get up and over, really, or underneath the defense for California and get to the hoop. Now Shatara Parsons loses her dribble, but gives it over to Sporio. Sporio looks like she's going to take a three, and then she pulls up and gets the three to fall, tying the score now at 38.
Big three right there by Abby Sporio. Kind of had a hand in her face. She was still able to hit that one. Tie this game up now at 38. That could have been sparked this Vulcans offense needed there by Abby Sporio.
It looks like Mariah Wells coming up limping after the play on that one. So we're going to see Sydney Raybold working against Abby Sporio. Finds Green, and then passes it over to Deep. Deep pushes it inside to Laszlo, and then Laszlo puts a shot up off the glass, gets the basket to fall. The score is now 40-38. Nikki Glenn, 5 minutes and 10 seconds left. Pushes it over to the outside, over to Abby Sporio. Abby Sporio driving in, puts a shot up. Gets it back after her shot was missed, and then another rebound from California, and another shot after 2 offensive rebounds. Gets Precious Martin on the board.
Yeah, Precious Martin as well as Shatara Parsons both doing very well in the offensive rebounding.
Precious Martin working hard on defense, and then Shatara Parsons coming over, getting the block.
Yeah, Shatara Parsons looked like she was late there in that defensive rotation, but she came over and got that block.
Abby Sporio's shot will be up and a little bit long, but the Griffins player, that was Alexandria Deep, tried to go up and get the rebound as her attempt was messed up just a little bit as the ball bounces out of bounds. And now we're going to look at the PSAC West standings, the top 10 standings. The coaches poll as California sits at 4. Look up at the top, Ashland, Alaska, Anchorage, and Colorado State Pueblo just in front of them. Virginia Union as well at number 5, and Cal Baptist 6, Columbus State 7. A lot of these teams, Dylan, I'm only familiar, honestly, with Virginia Union, California Baptist, all these schools outside of our area, as I was not able to go to the tournament last season. Anthony D'Agostino and Zach Prosba and Matt Hagee all last season, but it's going to be very interesting. California sitting at the 4 spot.
Yeah, definitely, and that's their only one loss here in this season, and Ashland's kind of sitting pretty there, 24 votes there at the top of the poll. But kind of all regions of the country there, kind of Ashland there in Ohio, Alaska, Colorado State, California. Right there are 4 completely different regions of the country there. So great to see college basketball on the women's side at Division II level kind of being spaced out across the whole country.
Yeah, as you said, all states really represented. You don't really see Alaska in any sport.
I mean, they don't have a Division I school, so.
Yeah, exactly. So it's cool to see, though. They playing competitive basketball up north. So now Mickey Glenn tries to find the inbounds play into the lane over to Precious Martin, working hard. Gets to the hoop, and her basketball will not fall. Shatara Parsons trying to get the rebound. It's a jump ball in favor of Seton Hill.
Yeah, California now a little bit more pep in their step now, playing like a little angry, you could say, but not out of control there, but trying to be a little bit more dominant here in this game.
Abby Sporio, working against Sydney Raybold, and kind of a steal attempt gives Seton Hill the ball right back yet again.
California plays loose there, but when they have that like competitive edge over somebody, kind of the more dominant personality, that's how they style of play, that definitely helps out for them.
And Hannah Laszlo's shot will be up, and a block attempt from Shatara Parsons will kind of break that play up as well. Lana Dorn tries to get the pass from Precious Martin, however, she will step out of bounds. Lana Dorn looks like she really can't get started here tonight.
Yeah, not a very game she was looking to have there. 0-7 from the field, having 0-2 from the free throw line as well with 3 turnovers. So not the game that Lon Doran was hoping for.
There's a jump ball. California will get the ball this time. Heads up play there from the defense.
Yeah, Precious Martin and Shatara Parsons, both of those players are playing very tough right now, playing with a very aggressive style. See if that helps contribute to this team.
Mickey Glenn bringing it up the floor for the Vulcans. In the corner is Precious Martin, who then finds Parsons on the outside. Gets it back from Parsons, gives it back to Precious Martin. Her shot will fall yet again, bringing her point total up to 16.
California now has scored 10 points here in this third quarter. A bit of a low-scoring quarter for them, but taking the lead now.
On the outside, Alexandria D passes it over to Laszlo. Laszlo working inside, kind of a mismatch against Mickey Glenn. Mickey Glenn trying to play big, though, and Sporio coming out with a great interception in the steal. Shatara Parsons step back shot will not fall. Alexandria Deep coming down with the rebound for the Griffins. Working the ball up the floor for Seton Hill. Finds Green on the outside. Green working in. Shot will be up, contested from California. No call as Mickey Glenn will now bring it down the floor. Kind of back and forth for both sides. Mickey Glenn will be fouled hard yet again. That's 3 fouls that she's taken. That kind of looks like she hits the floor pretty hard.
She just goes out there full go and goes right at full head of steam right at the opposing player there. It's kind of like running into a brick wall. When she's not the biggest player out there, but she'll hit you pretty hard.
Exactly that. She's 5'7". Sometimes plays against defender that's really like 6'1", 6'2", as Hannah Laszlo for Seton Hill, 6'1", and she's playing defense right along with her. California now up by 2 as Mickey Glenn readies her second free throw attempt.
Yeah, not the free throw night, day from the free throw that California was hoping for, well below 50% now.
Mickey Glenn's second shot will be up and good. Now California up by 3 with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left before the fourth quarter starts. Seton Hill moving the ball around now deep in the corner. Who then finds Obi Fuel, who's looks like she tried to dribble it hard and it bounced on the just out of bounds. Seton Hill's forced to call a timeout, but you know, Dylan, we're going to be seeing a lot different play from California down the stretch. We're going to see if they can continue what they're doing. Now we're going to look at some stat leaders this season as Glenn just riddles the stats, leading in scoring, assists, steals, and minutes a game.
Yeah, that's what you get there from the senior leader. Like we've been saying, one of the top players in all of Division II women's basketball there. But Sierra Barrett rebounds as well. I'm sure her point total, season total, had a little bit of a bump after last Wednesday's game. There were 34 points. But, those leaders for California have really led them all season. Will continue on, hopefully, into the playoffs and beyond here.
Now we're going to see a little bit more of an equal spreading of stat leaders as Jenna Kaufman leads in scoring, and then Green in rebounds. She's just been a force all season. And also Hay in assists, Miss Fudd in steals, and Green as well in minutes a game. So all of these players equally spaced out, as I said. Everybody playing tough for the Griffins.
Yeah, Green is well on her way to eclipsing that 9 rebound mark here today. When you're averaging 9 rebounds a game, that's definitely a force on the inside there, and tough for defenders to box her out. And you know that's somebody they're focusing on boxing out in the offensive glass there. So now with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here in the second half, we'll see California a little bit of a momentum switch in favor of them here in the last few minutes. See if they can take advantage of that.
Most definitely up by 3 now. First time in quite some time that they've been up. They're kind of switching leads back and forth with the Griffins. It's now Sporio and Glenn pass it back a few times, and then Parson on the outside gives it over to Mickey Glenn with 1 second left on the shot clock. Her shot will not fall as now the Griffins possess it. They're trying to get that momentum swing back in favor of them. It's now Kaufman pushing the players up the floor. Gets it over to deep, and then Obi Fuel working on the inside, passes it over to Miss Fudd. Miss Fudd's shot is up and good from the corner. kind of wants the foul, but she does not get it. And now the score is tied at 43 with 1 minute and 50 seconds left.
Yeah, it was a big shot there. Kind of right on that timeout there by Seton Hill. Got to stop defensively, forced Califrnia to use all the shot clock, and then hit a big three to tie it up.
Nikki Glenn gives it over to Abby Sporio, then gets her pass poked out from a Seton Hill player. Now with 15 seconds left on the shot clock, Nikki Glenn will inbound the ball for Califrnia. Tara Parsons gets it, works on the inside, pushes it off the glass, and gets the basket to fall.
Yeah, beautiful post move there by Tara Parsons. Kind of wish she would do that more here in this ball game. She looks like she has a bit of advantage there height-wise on the shorter there, Obi Fuel.
Jump ball there. Well, it didn't look like it was in Jenna Kaufman's arm, but Seton Hill will retain possession. Kind of looked like the ball was kind of sitting on her ribs, and she didn't really have possession of it, and Tara Parsons came out kind of questioning that, but Obi Fuel gets the inbounds play. Kaufman now passes it back to Obi Fuel. Defense there from Califrnia, and then a foul as Precious Martin looked like she was trying to jump up. There's actually a foul away from the ball as Obi Fuel will be called on the foul. And the head coach for Seton Hill kind of yelling to compete or contend to that call, whatever you want to call
Precious
it.
Martin definitely fouled her there, but there must have been a foul on the screen leading out to her getting open there, and that's what they called.
Mickey Glenn will bring it across half court for Califrnia. Lana Dorn has it now. Gives it to Parsons, under a minute left. Precious Martin hits it off the glass and gets now a 4-point lead for Califrnia.
Yeah, Precious Martin to Tara Parsons there. We get used to seeing that here.
And a big foul as she just kind of threw it up off of the bottom of the rim. Right there, Precious Martin, or excuse me, Tara Parsons will be called on the foul.
It's two players now for Califrnia. Tara Parsons picking up her third now with over 3 fouls. So not the worst foul trouble you could be in here for the Vulcans, but definitely can affect them.
And you know what? Tara Parsons checked in for Sierra Barrett, who had 4. And now just like that, now Tara Parsons has 3. As Alexandra Hay hits both. Califrnia leads by 2. 47 seconds left. Mickey Glenn bringing up the floor for Califrnia. Looks right and then goes left. Tara Parsons now underneath the hoop, puts a shot up, but will be fouled by Obi Fuel, sending her to the line. To really increase her total, as I said before, 54.5% from the free throw line. Her first shot will be no good. Bounced off the back of the rim. Ready's her second. And her second shot will be good. Now Califrnia leads by 3. Substitutions allowed to come in for Seton Hill. Obi Fuel checks out. And Christiana Green checks in for the Griffins. Hay now bringing it up the floor for the Griffins. About a 3-second difference between the shot and game clock.
Yeah, it appears Seton Hill is going to milk this thing down as low as they can get it and try to get something going here with around 10 seconds to go on the shot clock.
And Seton Hill will keep possession after Haley Torres will have her dribble poked away from Califrnia, or by Califrnia, excuse me. Torres will inbound the ball. Actually, assuming Jenna Kaufman will. Over to Hay. 6-second shots on the game clock. Excuse me, shot clock. Over to Kaufman. Her shot will be up and no good. Second chance. And that will allow a buzzer beater. And kind of now Califrnia leads by 1, 48-47 going into the fourth quarter now. We're going to see if Califrnia can keep this up or if Seton Hill can answer right back. You're watching Vulcans basketball live on CUTV Sports 1. Hello and welcome back into the McKenna Center here in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. And just before the fourth quarter begins, I just want to say this real quick before I forget. Thank you to Jason Green and his staff, the SID for Seton Hill. He is a former GA at California, University of Pennsylvania, and he was actually in grad school with our director and producer, Gary Smith. So that's definitely something cool to mention. Also, he's giving us our stats at halftime, giving us information, as well as the staff here at SID at California as well. So Precious Martin will be inbounding the ball for California.
Yeah, and as we mentioned about Abby Sporio, Precious Martin, and Shatara Parsons kind of leading the Vulcans there in that third quarter. They accounted for 13 of the 16 Vulcans points there in that quarter.
Yeah, that's big, as now Mickey Glenn brings it up the floor for California. Pass it over to Precious Martin, then inside to Parsons. Parsons gets her pass stripped and then off of her knee, as now the Griffins will get possession.
And right before the end of that third quarter, it appeared that California might have thought that the shot clock was the game clock there and wasn't expecting the Griffins to get the offensive rebound.
Laszlo pass on the inside to Green, and then Green getting those shots. She has to be approaching a double-double now, as at halftime she had 6 offensive rebounds, and she's getting those rebounds here tonight. As now Lana Doran kind of stopping and looking over to pass, as now Abby Sporio will put a shot up, and her shot will not fall. No rebound help there for California, as Jenna Kaufman gets the rebound for the Griffins.
And that was just a tough shot there by Abby Sporio, kind of not in a position to hit an open three there, and kind of force it up anyways.
Now Precious Martin trying to draw the foul, and she does, as she saw that there was no attempt or no ability to really put up a shot. Now she goes to the line to attempt 2.
And she has quietly scored 18 points here in this ball game, so a big day here from Precious Martin.
Most definitely. We don't really mention her name a lot. She comes in, she's kind of that 6th player for California coming into the contest, as her first shot will be up and no good. But as you said, kind of quietly just gets those shots to fall, and you see on the scoreboard 2 fouls and 18 points, leading scorer in the entire game thus far. Her second shot will fall. Green passes it in to Raybold.
California now in that 3-2 look here. See if they can force some turnovers here from Seton Hill.
Raybold getting the ball back. Looks like California is kind of in a zone. 3-2 look, and then pass it over to Kaufman. Parsons stepping up on defense, and as she stepped up, Laszlo stepped into the lane, gets the open pass and the open shot, really, as now Seton Hill takes the lead by 2.
And that's many times we've seen that here today. That's how you attack that zone defense.
And Lana Doran puts a shot up, attempting to get her first points of the night. She cannot, as Mariah Wells brings it up the floor for the Griffins. Raybold, pass it over to Kaufman. Gets it over to Raybold, who then finds Laszlo on the inside to Green. Shatara Parsons gets the ball back. And it looked like Shatara Parsons was out of bounds, the referee said, when she got the ball. So Mariah Wells will inbound the ball from the baseline. And she will find Green, and it'll be out of bounds. Good defense there from Mickey Glenn, really contending that inbound play. Lana Doran will pass it into Mickey Glenn and get their offensive possession started. 8 minutes and 5 seconds left before the end of this contest. California down by 2. Martin pass on the inside to Doran. Doran getting her first points here in the fourth quarter. Big points, though, to tie it up at 51.
What a beautiful pass, though, by Precious Martin, finding Lana Doran there right in the back of the zone, and the beautiful pass there by Precious Martin.
Now Precious Martin playing defense against Green. Trying to push on the inside. Mickey Glenn coming up with the poke and the steal, as now Abby Sporio in transition works around the defender and then gets the rebound after Precious Martin tipped it up. Shatara Parsons passes it back over to Mickey Glenn and have some time now to work on offense. Precious Martin looking to find another shot, and her shot is up. No good, as now Abby Sporio will save it, and then Shatara Parsons will get the score great job there. It looked like as Califrnia was just going to let it hit the ground, but Abby Sporia had different intentions, just poking the ball back into play.
Very smart timeout, though, by Seton Hill. Right there was where Califrnia could have just took it and ran with it right there. Very smart. Kill that momentum as soon as it starts there for Califrnia. Smart timeout call there by Seton Hill.
And once again, we're just going to take a look at the PSAC West standings. Just set the tone for this game as Seton Hill really trying to, as you said, Dylan, create some space against Gannon and move up. Califrnia really trying to not allow that from happening as they only have one loss this season in conference as well. And trying to go into this PSAC tournament with some head of steam as they have really most of the season. Only that one loss to Edinburgh early on. But Califrnia, this is very uncharacteristic of them. Their game is very different than what it seems like this entire season, Dylan.
Yeah, definitely. But looking at PSAC West standings, we have 6 teams above 500 here in the PSAC West. So that is huge there, and just shows that this is one of the tougher, not even a full conference. It's just a division inside the conference here in Division II women's basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And all those 6 teams are all going into the playoffs as well. If the playoffs started today, I'll say that. But there's a little bit more of a season left. I believe there's 4 more games after today, so there's still some time. But
if Seton Hill was able to get this win today, that's basically locking up that last spot there in the for the playoffs here in the PSAC.
Took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was going to say. As now Jenna Kaufman will inbound the ball to Sydney Raybold.
They don't call us the Double D dynamic duo for anything.
That's what I'm saying. Let the viewers know at home. So now Kaufman will pass it over to Green. Green gets a good pick from Jenna Kaufman. And then finds Alexandra deep. Good defense there by Califrnia, really pressuring, trying to get the turnover. And Green puts a shot up. Looked like it was tipped from Califrnia. Good defense there by Abby Sporio. And just a push off, it looked like, but the referees don't call it. Green coming up. It looked like she mishandled the ball. You know what they say, though? Ball never lies. And on that play, Califrnia gets the ball back after it looked like a foul. Referees don't call it, though, and Califrnia will get the ball back.
That's a crazy possession. It looked like pushing and shoving on both sides, a couple of bodies hitting the ground, but Califrnia coming out with a possession of the ball.
Mickey Glenn passed it over. Now Lana Dorn working on the inside, going right at the basket, could not get her shot to fall. Now Alexandra D passed over to Laszlo, who then finds Green. Pushing him up the floor is now Mickey Glenn, actually a few Seton Hill players coming up and trying to gain possession, and Jenna Kaufman gets her shot to fall. All tied up at 53 now.
Seton Hill has played very well out of timeouts. A couple times Califrnia really looked like they had something going, and out of the timeout, Seton Hill has just ramped up their intensity.
Abby Sporio passed it over to Precious Martin, then finds Shatara Parsons, and her shot will go off the basket, off the backboard and fall. Now Green working up the floor for Seton Hill. Working inside now, Mickey Glenn trying to play strong defense. That'd be a foul on Mickey Glenn. Mickey Glenn kind of just putting up her hands and really questioning. 2 subs coming in. It looks like for Califrnia will be Sierra Barrett and Emily Suckling. 2 players that are prone to scoring points, really. If Emily Suckling can get her 3-point shots, as Green's first shot will fall.
And on the sideline, it looks like Shatara Parsons may be not feeling too well there. You got a trash can there, and with her head in it, you know what that usually means.
I don't really want to see that. As now Barrett passes it into Mickey Glenn. Just like that, Parsons looks like she's fine to come back in.
You know what they say, get out of you, and then you usually feel a little better.
Now Barrett puts a shot up off the glass, and her shot will fall. Precious Martin looks like she's a bit shaken up. It's like her holding her leg. Califrnia is up by 2 now. 5 minutes and 13 seconds left. Green passed it over to deep, working against Suckling. And then Mickey Glenn comes up with the steal. Kind of playing that defensive back for California as now Abby Sporio works on the inside, passes it to Precious Martin. Her shot will fall. Now Precious Martin eclipsing the 20-point mark, 21 points here today.
Yeah, lead scorer here in this ball game. Nice pass there by Abby Sporio to find the open shooter.
Emily Suckling, good defense there. Sierra Barrett comes up with the rebound, and then gets the pass over to Emily Suckling and Mickey Glenn. Abby Sporio passed on the inside and finds Sierra Barrett, spots up. Her shot will be no good. Precious Martin, a hard contested rebound. They're not going to call the foul on that one.
I don't think a single referee was even looking at that. I don't think I looked at all their eyes and they weren't focused on that. That was clearly a foul.
Green and Suckling right there, and now switch it over to Alexandra Deep. Deep puts up a shot, and her shot will not fall. Precious Martin coming down with the rebound. Precious Martin looks up at the clock. 4 minutes left. California up by 4.
Largest lead for either team is 5 points. That was California back way with 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
And Sierra Barrett's shot will go off the side of the backboard, giving the Griffins the ball right back. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. Green passed it over to Hay. Now Hay going inside, trying to put up a floater, and her shot will not fall. Kaufman almost coming down with the rebound, but Sporio will keep it alive, and then Hay comes up with the takeaway. Deep passed it over, now to Green. Milking this clock now is Seton Hill. Laszlo in the corner, over to Green. Kind of spins around Precious Martin and gets her shot to fall. Now Seton Hill down by 2.
Yeah, nice move there against Precious Martin, who's a fantastic defender here for the Vulcans as California now takes a timeout. 2 minutes, 56 seconds left. This is getting very exciting here.
California wanted the timeout, and the referees weren't really listening. This is a full timeout, and California needs this one, really. They need to just regroup, see what they can do to really solidify this lead. Kind of looks like this lead really isn't steady with either teams. It kind of looks like one team takes the lead, and then the other team kind of grabs it right back.
Yeah, definitely, as California there send that lead to 4. Looked like they may have extended even more right there, but back to a 2-point ball game here.
It's very interesting, as I said, because this isn't characteristic of California, allowing teams to really come back. California gets out to a stretch and then just controls it into the end of the contest. But here today, Seton Hill is really contending against that. And that insider information, yet again, from Zach Proslow, I'll bring it back up, that Seton Hill plays California tough. And the three-pointers really haven't been the story of this contest here today. It seems like more of the defensive rebounds, the offensive rebounds that California cannot get that allow Seton Hill to just creep back up into this contest. Only up by 2, and that's dangerous for California. You know, they really want to get the easy shots, get to the basket and crash the boards, and really allow their offense to really take the reins of this one.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, Seton Hill remembers that game where California won earlier in the season, 83-68. You know they have that in their minds there, and they're not letting that happen to them here again today.
California will inbound on the sideline with Sierra Barrett. Also something to mention, Shatara Parsons, after like she was a little bit sick, comes back out on the floor for California. Emily Suckling on the outside as now Sierra Barrett works in the lane, spins around and gets her own rebound, puts a shot up, and the shot will fall. Now lead by 4.
That was all effort there by Sierra Barrett, just outworked everybody on the court right there.
And now she gets into the double digits in scoring here today. Mickey Glenn trying to step up and play some defense as she will be called on the foul. Her second foul here today, as our director said that she was inside the circle in the restricted area. So good foul there. Good call, excuse me. Kaufman's first will not fall. Getting her second shot now. Her second shot will be good, so California only up by 3 now. Mickey Glenn working against Miss Fudd, then pass it over to Suckling in the corner. Gets it back to Glenn. Parsons passes it out to Barrett. Then finds Sporio. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Glenn goes into the lane, gets her shot to convert. Now up by 5.
Yeah, it's the type of play you see from Mickey Glenn. When the ball game gets close like this, she usually makes plays like that.
Mariah Wells' shot is up and no good. California there with the rebound after a few players combining. Now California in a 3-on-1 situation. Mickey Glenn will keep it, put the shot up and get it to fall. Now extends our lead to 7, forcing Seton Hill to take a timeout. And just like that, Dylan, this is what teams really can't allow California to do. Really, just their defense steps up, gets the turnover, turns it into points, and then just back and forth. It's the same thing every single time. California up now by 7.
Yeah, largest lead of the game here for California. They're getting into where the defensive pressure is just turning into offense there for California, as Mickey Glenn scored the last 4 points for the Vulcans now, showing that she's a senior leader, showing that she came here to play, showing her team that they're not ready to lose this ball game, and she does not want to lose this ball game. So outstanding last few possessions there by Mickey Glenn.
And not that far away, only 45 minutes, but they definitely didn't come here to lose. And that's something that Mickey Glenn is just her leadership abilities that she has on this floor, a senior leader. It really seems like she's been a senior leader on this team for long before I came here. She's a senior 4 years here, but this team has really been led by her for the past 2 years that I've seen her at least. And she's been a force to be reckoned with on the floor.
Yeah, and it's the Vulcans in Seton Hill was one of the closest schools to California, and they've only played 8 times now with the whole couple years ago, 4 or 5 years ago when the whole conference realignment thing happened there. So,
well, now it would be 9 times.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm thinking that now.
I'm just messing with you.
9th time they played now. The men have only played 8 times, so this will be the 8th meeting. They must have met in the tournament, in the PSAC tournament, a few times. But like you said, play each other tough, and this game now coming down to the wire.
This Fudge shot will be up and no good, as now California forcing Seton Hill to take a timeout in the corner. Referees are kind of conferring.
Yeah, do they have a timeout? It's like Seton Hill doesn't know that they
kind of that
called a timeout.
That Michigan
kind
of thing's coming back to Fab 5.
Yeah, they don't have any timeouts left. That will be a technical foul. Hope it's a player from Michigan that happened to.
It's not Jalen. Yeah, I'm unsure. Fab 5.
Yeah,
it's
Fab 5. Yeah,
Fab 5. Yep.
Whoever the player was, he's announced. He broadcasts there for TNT now for NBA basketball. So just don't know his name. I know his face.
Yeah, no, exactly. I can completely understand. It's all good. It's all good. As now Mickey Glenn will take the technical shots. Take 2 and possession for California. That's big also for, you said momentum was all in favor of California, and now it's most definitely going to be in favor of California. As Mickey Glenn's first shot will be good.
Last 5 points now for Mickey Glenn, so taking control of this game.
Mickey Glenn's second shot. Readies. Up and good. So next, 6 shots, or 6 points, excuse me.
4 players now for California over 10 points as well.
Yeah, that's quiet too. They quietly did that just as much as Precious Martin eclipsed the 20-point mark. I believe she has 21 when she checked out. So really, she's the player that you could call the player of the game, really, if California comes away with this victory. That she was the player that really helped them get there.
Yeah, Mickey Glenn has almost doubled her point total here just in the last few minutes.
Exactly. And now Mickey Glenn, I believe, I'll get the inbound ball. I was going to say maybe she was going to be going to the line again, but
not a lot of fouls called here this fourth quarter. They're only 3-2.
They're going to stack, and then Mickey Glenn's going to get it in the corner. Mickey Glenn working up the floor and then giving it over to Sierra Barrett. Sierra Barrett will be fouled now. And at this point, Seton Hill's really conceded this loss. 1 minute and 30 seconds left, down by 7. And that will be
some crazier things happen, though. I remember just a few years ago watching Duke, North Carolina. Just happened a few days ago. Duke came back a 9-point deficit with just under a minute to go. So.
Make me eat my words then. As Jenna Kaufman, I believe that's her 5th foul, as they were trying to bring her off, and then she had to come back out onto the floor. And number 33, Hannah Laszlo, will check in for her.
And the Vulcans have had trouble shooting free throws here in this game, so they're going to need to hit some big ones here late.
Shatara Parsons will be fouled. That will send her to the line.
Number 22, Leslie Sitolo. First personal foul, 4th team foul.
And Alexandra Hay coming in for Seton Hill. Will not send her to the line, as Barrett will inbound the ball. Finds Abby Sporio and passes it over to Mickey Glenn. 1 minute and 25 seconds left on the clock. Mickey Glenn will be fouled.
And that will send her to the line, so big there for Mickey Glenn. That wasn't a shot at you, Dan. I was just saying that this time it is sending her. It is sending her there to the line.
5 fouls now as Mickey Glenn attempts her first.
I thought it was the 5th foul last time too. So
yeah, that's why I was expecting her to go to the line, as her first shot will be up and good. Now as California leads by 10, and people that maybe just are looking at this score and really seeing that, wow, California's up by 10, just another rout. But this game really could have gone the other way.
In the last 2 minutes, Mickey Glenn has scored 7 points in a row, unanswered there by Seton Hill. So
now 8.
Yeah. So she has doubled her point total here just in the last few minutes. Now 15 points on the game. Just completely have taken over this game here late in the 4th quarter.
Most definitely, is now Seton Hill trying to do anything they can, and Mickey Glenn will draw the charge, getting the ball back for California. Smart play by her. That's just a veteran move, knowing where she is, having that awareness out there on the floor.
Yeah, this is just a statement made by Mickey Glenn this last few minutes. She is proving herself as a tough leader, senior leader for this team. Very athletic, just all you ask for in a point guard, and she's just exemplifying that here at the end of this game.
Also proving for California, as this is really they're a tough game for them. You know, they were contested this entire game against a Seton Hill team. And also something to mention, you can't overlook anyone. As I said before, this Seton Hill team sitting at number 6 has pressured them this entire contest, done what many other teams this season could not do against California, and really exploited California and really proved that they have some holes that they really have to work on. So this week in practice is going to be big, as Abby Sporio missed her first.
And like we were mentioning, 6 teams in the PSAC West over 500. There's no real cupcakes here. There's not the cupcake schedule in the PSAC West. So you're going to get it. You're going to get the team's best, especially your number 4 team in the country. You're going to get each team's best night in and night out.
And your number 4 team in the country to be losing as much as they did at one point and then coming back, that proves why they are so good. And now Mickey Glenn brings it up the floor over to Shatara Parsons. Under a minute left now. Seton Hill almost fouled on that one, but they will take back and just play defense, down by 9.
Looks like they're just going to let this wind down and not foul here.
Mickey Glenn driving in, and she will be fouled on that one, and just allowing Mickey Glenn to just rack on these points.
Yeah, just very impressive what she's been able to do here these last few minutes, and that's really the story of the game. Tied all game up until the end, and now the California's leading scorer isn't even in the game right now, and Mickey Glenn's just completely taken over.
Glenn's first shot, up and good. Now back to their lead at 10. Subs coming on the floor for Seton Hill. It'll look like some senior players coming off for Seton Hill as the crowd applauds their efforts.
Yeah, great effort there here today. A 10-point game against number 4 team in the country. You can't really ask for much more. That's a great performance there by Seton Hill.
Most definitely, as Mickey Glenn's second shot will be good as well, making the score now 71-60. Hay bringing it up the floor for Seton Hill, then going underneath the basket is Sydney Raybold, and last touched by Shatara Parsons will keep the ball on that side of the floor. Hay inbounding the ball to Alexandria Deep, who gets her shot to fall. Excuse me, Haley Torres. I've seen those threes, and I'm always thinking they have a 33, 23, and 13, all looking pretty similar.
Yeah, you know what to say about three for Dale there.
I set you right up for that one. I don't even
had to get it in here in this one. I had to get it in here in this game, and I got it in.
I set you up for that one.
Almost a buzzer beater, too. Got it in right before the end of the game.
As California comes away with the victory in this one, 71-62 in a very close game, although California will just squeak out this victory. Thank you to everybody on our crew. Gary Smith, the producer and director. California gets the very decisive victory. Keep watching. We have the men's game coming up next. Thank you for watching Vulcans Basketball live on CUTV Sports 1.